Use that bagel to wedge it in there. Gosh, dropping your kid off at school. So many good things, so many bad things. Can I go right here? I don't know. Do you ever be driving and just wonder if you really know or remember all the driving rules? I'm sure everybody does. Gosh, I just dropped off Skylar and just saw her run her backpack to her kindergarten classroom and then run back and then get in line, answer questions, waiting to wash her hands. I don't know when I became 37, and basically it seems like in the blink of an eye. I feel 37 because I fell on my butt and broke my hand essentially like a month ago. A month ago today. Got a glove on this guy. Actually feels better when it's warm. I'm hoping I can make a fist with this guy before Monday at 4 o'clock, which would be an entire week. But gosh, just walking back to my car, we're dropping off my kid who's gonna be 6. It's amazing how kids are gonna change your life. And I think ever since I remember I was taking a dump around my 29th birthday, or maybe it was shortly thereafter, and I think I had made a decision with myself that I'm just gonna say yes more and try more. And I think I was only teaching PE Tuesday through Thursday. I was subbing on the weekends, Monday and Friday, and then I was coaching club, and I think it was going to be high school also. Actually, so I was doing quite a bit, but I think I was more talking about this teaching thing possibly happening. So I think I told myself any teaching opportunity that I could lap up, I was going to take. And then, yeah, I remember it was at the old house, and I was taking a dump, and I got a phone call from a number I didn't recognize, and that day I answered, and it was like a long-term sub opportunity at it ended up being at San Marcos, and I just said yes, even though initially I knew I probably didn't feel super prepared. And when I got there, I still wasn't, and it was still one of those, every day I was just trying to get some sort of lesson plan down that would cover at least an hour of the hour and 35 minutes, and then we would figure out the rest. And luckily all the classes or programs or sub assignments that were long term I've had to do, there's been really good like not sub plans, but the teacher has been super helpful, been able to give me anything and everything and any type of help that I needed. And so I took that long-term sub job for the third quarter at San Marcos, our crosstown rival, which once I got there, I was hoping they were all going to be super just mean to me because we were from Dos Pueblos, but it couldn't have been anything further from the truth. They were great. The staff was great. All the kids were just kids. They didn't have a deep-seated rivalry because of they're a high school volleyball coach or former player. No, they were just kids, and they had enough of a rivalry, but at the end of the day, they were just kids, and they were just like the kids over at our high school. They were just trying to figure it out. They were just trying to get through their senior year, figure out where they wanted to go to college. They needed to take a government class just like everybody else. So I had one AP and one regular U.S. government. And so, yeah, that was in the spring of the year that I had just turned 29. And then so that was like a crazy 8 weeks. I think I got that job maybe 4 days before the first day they needed me to start. It was some issue with insurance for the teacher. He was having surgery on his leg, and then he's going to be out, needed to be out for an extended period of time, and I don't think they had foreseen him having to be out as long as he did. And so it sounds like at the last minute they needed someone to cover his entire he had 2 periods, and then he did 1 period of some special like leadership program, which he was going to be able to facilitate to the best visibility without being on campus as much. But the AP government and the regular government needed to have a teacher, and so I'm not sure, still to this day, I'm not sure how I got that. I mean, they must have tried 7 other people, and I just happened to be the next person on the list. And I got the call, and I was still living at the other house too with all my buddies, and I think I lasted there for a couple days and just found it to be way too distracting. And you know, I think I was probably the one with the most I definitely had the most jobs, but I don't know, for like I was talking about 100 days of hard work the other day, I was gonna have to but during this period I definitely tallied quite a few of those 100, and why I'm saying that is I needed space where I could actually be quiet. It was going to be quiet, and I could focus, and I could get ready for the next day. And so I think I tried a few days there, and it was just we were too relaxed with, you know, happy hour after school or work. And so I just essentially moved over to my folks' house and would just wake up super early. I could never really figure out too much of lesson planning at the end of the day, because my day would start, I'd wake up probably around 5 and then try to get to school definitely before 6. If not, sometimes I would get there even around 5 or 5:30, and just get all my ducks in a row for that day. Try and pull together some sort of lesson plan. And basically, I had the AP class in the beginning, first period, and then the regular class at the end of the day. So whatever I would do for the AP class, I would just kind of water down or do the exact same thing for the afternoon class, which was just regular kids. And there was some random half-famous girl. There was a show with Jim Belushi called According to Jim, I think, and then I think the girl that played the daughter was in that class, and or was for like a week or something. No, I think she stayed in for the whole time, but she was a typical senior. She would ditch half the time and do half the work, and then freak out twice as much when there was a test or anything to do. So I don't remember her name, but even she didn't seem too impressed with herself, if that was just it. Anyways, she was in the regular class at the end of the day. So yeah, anyways, I'd wake up, try to get to my classroom as early as I can. And the first day I got there, I don't know, I think it was like almost 6, maybe 10 to 6. Opened the door. Of course, no one had thought to give me the security code to the classroom, so I set off the security alarms, which sets off, I want to say, a bunch of squadron-sounding lights and noises around the whole little block that I was in, which was the corner block that you could actually see the classroom when you drive by on Turnpike, when you go back and forth. But yeah, 10 to 6 in the morning, I set off the alarm. It seemed like it made the alarm go off in the entire school. Now I think about it, it was probably just that block, but just instant panic, instant sweating, not sure what to do. And then after a couple minutes, one of the custodians came by, and he was gunning it, which means he was going 8 miles an hour in one of those little custodian carts. And I explained to him, I'm a long-term sub, I'm new here, I'm just trying to get through this first day. And he said, screw you, whatever, and he turned off the alarm. I got the code from there on out, and I don't think I ever set the alarm off ever after. But yeah, so first day, set the alarm off, that was cool. I got through the day. There's only a couple days I actually remember of doing anything real of substance in that class. It was a good experience, but I by no means taught them the ins and outs of U.S. government at all. It's still a mystery to me. But I tried hard for me. I tried hard to be understanding of my own situation and theirs, and I think they met me halfway too. I didn't get very much kickback, and I'm pretty sure everyone passed. I tried to pass everybody. I can't pass you if you don't show up and you actually do absolutely nothing, but I've never been super anal about docking points or whatnot. It's about being there and being accountable. So I think everybody did well, except for the kids that just wouldn't show up. Your hands are tied as a teacher at that point, I think. But anyways, yeah, 5 o'clock, get there by 6, hopefully. Lesson plan, try and get through a period. After that, it would be about, I don't know, like a little after 9. Then I would jam back to La Patera, teach PE from 10 to maybe 1 o'clock. And I think we were still doing noon league sports at that time too, so try and do a noon league practice, cram like a turkey and cheese down my throat or whatever, then run back to school and do that 4th period, which would go until after 3, a little after 3 or something, 1:30 to 3 I want to say, and then go back to DP, I was still a JV coach at that time, so do a JV practice or go to a JV match, depending on the day. And then some days after that JV practice, then I would have a club practice that night. And I think that was the first year I was coaching with Jackie. Yeah, the first or second, but yeah, some days I would hit all four jobs, and then I would make it home by like 9:30 or something, and eat a little bit and go to sleep, and then before you know it, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5. Okay, you got to get up, get out, get dressed, and try and repeat it all over again. So we only had club practices 2 times a week, but during the high school season we had tournaments, and I would have girls club tournaments. So one weekend I definitely had a boys tournament on a Saturday, and then we had a girls tournament on a Sunday. Or one weekend we were down in San Diego. I didn't have a boys tournament, but that would be like a following weekend. So, and actually, you know what? I don't mind all the busy weekends. I love going to volleyball tournaments. I just love a whole tournament scenario, especially one-day tournaments. Those are my favorite. I love to see the teams that can do it all in one day. They're all tired by the end of the day, but they're still grinding and they're still flying through the air. They still have the same tempo and the same bounce to their step at the end of the day as they do. And which team's going to be left standing? That's what I really like. So I never minded going to tournaments, but I think also during that time there we had the big tournament in Las Vegas too. So I think I had like a match. No, I think I had a tournament on a Saturday, and then I drove out to Vegas afterwards and met him for the second 2 days. Or maybe I went to the first 2 days and left back to go for the third day at the high school tournament. But yeah, that 29th year was great. That was one of the most influential dumps of my life. Was just getting that call, whom I didn't know was at all. I could have been just a telemarketer for all I had known, but it was the school asking me to long-term sub for a quarter, and I said yes. And I think the money was obviously better. It was consistent, but yeah, that just flew me into a whole bunch of work, and I added definitely a couple of those 100 days of hard work into there. And I think just getting a taste for that coffee, like consistency of having work and better money, and me being able to actually make it through teaching my own class, even though I wasn't super confident on the subject matter. Still proved to me I could do it. But it was every day was just like you show up for your final or your midterm or your final every single day as soon as the start of the class happens. I don't think I ever really enjoyed that pressure. I definitely took a long time to figure it out, and definitely it was just don't think teaching was ever something. I never was super passionate about it. I think it was a logical step that me and the people around me had made at one point, and I kind of just never said adamantly no to it. And then I found myself I got some opportunities, and it was sink or swim, and I swam, but I wasn't finding any real true joy out of it. I like the people more than the act. I mean, I guess the people is the work, but just making those relationships and meeting cool people. Like I said, I've always loved school, and school's a great place. I always liked it for that, but I guess just leading the charge, and I guess because I never felt like I was super prepared or had any type of lesson plan that was super gangbusters or super awesome, or I wasn't blowing anyone's mind intellectually, or like I don't think anybody ever went home and said, "Oh my God, dude, class was so cool today. This is what Mr. Hug did." And I don't think I ever gave myself the opportunity to really do something cool like that. I just don't think the passion for it was ever there. I don't know. And the decision not to go back and continue trying to get a full-time job is, I mean, I wasn't trying hard to do it. After that year, and like I said, getting that consistency and finding out I could sink or swim, coming up on 30, I thought, well, this was a really good thing to add to my resume, and now I can get back out there and see what other full-time history jobs there are. And but did I go and actually look for them? Not really. I wasn't making a job of finding a job, really. I was just hoping it would just kind of land in my lap. I guess like everything, a lot of other things in my life. Yeah, woe is me, the saga of the sad white boy in Santa Barbara and Goleta. And I think the lack of adversity I never dealt with that very well. What a sob story. But I mean, be honest, I just took things as they are, and I think that's definitely a thing I wish I would be better at going forward, is just taking more not ownership, but just making more of a masterpiece out of everything. I feel like I can be a little nonchalant about stuff. I don't know if that's the best way to operate through life all the time. So anyways, after that finding that consistency, I thought I would want to be a PE teacher for the rest of my life. It was good money, but it was only 3 days a week. Like, wasn't like benefits or anything. And it just 4 years I had done it, and I was ready to move on, and I thought I'll just keep subbing and see what else opens up. And then I believe just doing volleyball that summer. That summer was really fun. I know Jackie, Kim, Todd, and I think that was the summer that we all like went to the lake a bunch, and we Maybe it's the summer after. I don't know, but we were doing. It was good. I was definitely not working besides doing like volleyball practices. So, and I believe we were in a volleyball tryout or practice, and then I got a call from the higher ups, and they said there's another long-term sub opportunity. This time it was for an entire semester, and it was at DP also. And so I was stoked, obviously, and then obviously nervous because I'd have to do work again. But I believe, and it was also cool because there was no, I don't think there was a sixth period. It was like 1 through 4 and 5, and it was for a lady who was going out on, she had been out on maternity leave, and then she was supposed to come back. No, she was out on maternity leave starting for the first semester, and then when the semester was up, before that she had decided she wanted to take the entire year off, and they okayed it. So for the whole year, I taught 9th grade English, an AVID class, and then a 10th grade English class for the first semester, and then the second semester was only periods 1 through 4, and then it worked out great because I actually got hired as the head coach that year. And so my first season as head, and I had the whole afternoon off to prepare and be ready, and that definitely worked out. But that, again, after a whole year of that, I felt even more just proud of myself that I could teach a class and swim and stay above water, and nothing monumental happened that would screw everything up. But and then I think I ended up long-term subbing for like 3 weeks at the beginning of the school year because they hadn't hired anybody. So I definitely taught for a while, but deep down I always knew it wasn't what I felt I was put on this planet for. And I definitely made some money though. That was definitely a thing that was great. And I think the year that I got hired as the long-term sub for the whole year, then I met my wife, I believe that summer, talking a couple months before I got that call. And so we met and we saw each other, and then I think we broke up around October, November briefly. And she could tell you, I think we both broke up with each other in some respect. I think we both did it. I know I definitely did some not nice things. I'm sure I'm to blame for it. I always go on and on about Psycho Girlfriends 1 and 2, and we can talk about both of them in another pod. But as the years go by, as I'm 37 now, and I'm thinking maybe they were okay before they met me, and I'm the one that's making these girls psycho. But how could I, when I don't scream and yell and hoot and holler? I'm just a reserved, relaxed, low energy dude most of the time. But maybe that's the thing that makes people upset. So anyways, yeah, it was that summer that we met. That was back in summer 2013. I think by October, then I got the head job, and then we did that first season in the spring, and they didn't ask me back. I didn't get hired any other full-time positions, and yeah, then I got that new long-term, it was like science or something, and then that dried up after like 3 weeks, and what happened? Then it was into CTE and the kids that really needed help, and I think by summertime of that following summer, then we got back together, Melissa and I, and then before I knew it, I think then we got pregnant, and before I knew it, it was July 6, 2015, in the summer, and Skylar popped out, and then the years just start peeling off. You got to find a daycare or a preschool, and we do that, and we get through 1 year of daycare, and then she stops crapping in diapers, and then actually she crapped in her diapers for 1 year at daycare, but they all do. And then she's 3, then she's 4, then we moved to a new house, then she's 5, then she's 6, then the pandy happens, then people get COVID, then you get COVID tests, 1, 2, 10, everything happens, you break your hand, 37, you got a awkward glove on, but it's keeping it warm, and 37, I haven't cut my hair in over 2 years, and my daughter looked happy today when she was waiting in line to go wash her hands. So, gosh, where do the years go? They go every day. I think you just got to remember to see it each day. And now that I've ranted on and on about the years from 29 to 37, it's been really good. Got 2 beautiful daughters and another one on the way, and beautiful, hardworking, super dramatic, but great woman. But I'm dramatic too, so what are you gonna do? And life is good. And a Hug podcast is been nice little therapy for me each day. 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 5 minutes. It matters to me, so thank you to myself for having a little bit more gusto, and you'll watch these later on down the line there, buddy, and you'll remember this day, that day, or the other. So cool. Thoughts number 3. Got a bagel, gonna eat it. All right, peace.